I'm Chris from Indiy here. We're going to be making a lot of music industry related DIY content like this, so make sure you stay tuned. But this is one of our first ones, and to get started, I wanted to jump right in with something hard hitting. So here we go. The music industry is not designed for you to understand. It's a bold statement, right? But it's true. The music industry is not designed for you to understand. So I've been thinking about this topic for some time, and I think it's so important. I've resisted writing it, but I think it's important to get this out there. So I'm going to take the very basics, condense them down, and give you a summarized version. If you want to be in the music industry, learning and constantly educating yourself is a must. So here it goes. The music industry is not designed for you to understand. It is no secret the music industry is a shady place, a world full of bad deals, newcomers, established behemoths looking to make as much money as possible. Contrast this with people who just want to make great songs and get people to hear those songs. It's a match made in nightmare heaven. Goldman Sachs estimate that the music industry's revenue will increase from $62 billion in 2017 to $131 billion in 2030. So who's getting all this money? In recent years, we've seen Taylor Swift pull her music from Spotify for unfair compensation. Old school pioneers like Gary Newman complained that he was only seeing £37, that's approximately $50 from over 1 million streams. But this is not a new phenomenon. In 1993, the artist, Prince, became the artist formerly known as Prince. He did this in protest to unfair treatment from his label. They had great control over the amount of music he could release, and he felt trapped. There is rumored to be over 500 unreleased Prince songs. As can be seen from my introduction, the music industry makes a great deal of money. In fact, $62 billion in just 2017 alone. For the most part, great musicians are making great music. Therefore, why do people struggle to enter the industry and make a consistent, modest income? No parent says to their child, go to school, study, and become a musician. For many parents, it's right up there with clown college. For some reason, most people don't see music as a viable career choice. But given the amount of revenue being generated, the low barrier to entry of quality production, and the ability to reach fans in a variety of ways for free or at very little cost, there has never been a better time to stake your claim. So why do people think music is not a career? It's very simple. The music industry is not designed for people to understand. People are naturally wary of things they do not understand. The structures in the music industry are complicated. This is by design. You need to make music, package it, put it out there, promote it, and then make sure you get paid. Major record labels and music publishers have systems in place to deal with everything for you. However, if you take this option, you never get to truly know the process and how to make it work to your advantage. How does the $9.99 you pay to Spotify or Apple Music every month get distributed between the songs you listen to? What happens if a song gets played on the radio or included on a Netflix program? All of this is a minefield. No wonder you would rather have someone take care of it. Rates of pay across platforms are different. There are also different rates of pay depending on the country a song is played in, different rates for premium accounts, and accounts subsidized by advertising. If you have ever seen a royalty statement, and I've seen plenty of them, you will know it can be hundreds of pages long, containing line after line of entries from all around the world. Looking at it is a headache, let alone auditing it. Who watches the watchers? So I wanted to simplify it and really say that there are 5 main sources of income that you can make as a musician. So here's the unfortunate truth. In order to make music and get people to hear it, you need to be able to make money. You need money for equipment. How will you buy a computer, a microphone, a decent DAW? That's your software like Logic or Fruity Loops or Cubase or Pro Tools, whatever you're using. How will you get the services you need, like artwork, mastering, or promotion? As a musician, you're a business person. The art you put into the world is your business. Unless you have some money laying around, you won the lottery, or you have a job that drains you of your most valuable resource, time, you need money. Do not get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with having money already. If you do, that's great news. You still need to use it wisely and use it in a way that results in you generating income on the back end, or else it's just money down the drain. There's also nothing wrong with having a job. In most cases, I would suggest you do not just give up everything and go all in. Use a steady income to find your feet, get feedback, and start building your fan base. Once you figure out the route to success, or at least you think you have, now's the time to jump fully in. We created a graphic that you're going to see, and you can also see in the related article, just to show the different 5 ways that you can monetize your art. Services. If you're a musician, you have a skill. This skill is also a service you can monetize. Just as you need to collaborate with others or hire others, someone out there needs you. Most of the time, you're just not looking at it the right way or through the correct lens. Get out of your own way. With over 40,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every day, there has never been a better time to stake your claim in the new DIY musician revolution. So what are some of the services that you can offer as a musician? Sound. The first thing it takes to be a successful musician is top quality sound. Let's start small and work our way up. When it comes to sound-based skills, let's say you play no instrument, you have no music studio and no mixing or mastering abilities, but you do have a voice. Vocals. If you have a great voice, put it to work. Ultimately, your goal is to get yourself known, both by fans and behind the scenes. Getting paid to collaborate is a win-win. So there are 2 main ways that you can capitalize on this. Firstly, you can get paid to feature on a song. Why would someone want you to feature? Maybe you can bring something to the song they cannot. Are you a singer whose vocal would sit perfectly on the hook? Would a verse from you take it to the next level? Could the audience you have built help the purchasers to reach a new audience and gain credibility? Secondly, you can record guide vocals. What is a guide vocal and why would someone want one? A guide vocal is recorded in the early stages of a project. Producers and songwriters use these to send to performers, labels, or publishers. They do this in order to give the recipient a better idea of how a finished song will sound. These vocals will be replaced later in the project by the desired recording artist. If you are a producer or songwriter and you want an artist to use your song, do you think it's a good idea to just send them an instrumental with lyrics in a Word document? That is no way to get your message across fully. Record labels and music publishers are always looking for new songs. It's how they make their money. People get bored quickly, so they constantly need new material. Often they have trusted contacts they communicate with regarding their needs. They will say something like, looking for a song that sounds like X, or looking for a song in the style of Z. One sure way to give your song the best chance is to have an awesome guide track. So if you can offer your vocals as a service, what are you waiting for? The next is studio time. Many artists or producers either do not have or do not feel like they need a permanent studio. There are some barriers to having a music studio. Having all of your equipment costs serious money. Try not to think about it. There is a real estate cost that it occupies in space. Maybe you travel between locations and having a whole setup is just not feasible. Also, there is skill. Who makes a greater audio engineer than you? If you have a music studio, large or small, it might be just what another musician needs. Having your studio available to hire is a great way to supplement your musical income. Mixing. Have you got some great, awesome plugins and skills? Have you spent hours and hours scouring YouTube and you have found some awesome sound? There are levels to the music game, And I can guarantee there is someone out there who will hire you to take their song to where it needs to be. If you have some clout and have worked on great songs with well-known artists, don't be afraid to monetize your mixing skills. Mastering. Arguably one of the most important parts of the song creation process is mastering. If you have this skill, it is highly in demand. Many music projects can get held up at this stage. So if you have the skills and can deliver on time, you are on your way to success. Build a good reputation as a mastering engineer, and this can really move the needle on your music finances. Session player. Do you play an instrument? You can make great additional income for your music career as a session player. Some session players earn over $100,000 a year. If you play a real life instrument, this can be a great addition to any production. Nowadays, there are many plugins and VSTs. Sometimes you just need the real thing. Whether it is an acoustic guitar recording or something more unique like a violin or saxophone. As a musician looking to make music a career or to improve your earning possibilities, you need to put yourself out there. Some producers may also be looking for MIDI that they can manipulate and edit as they need. Do not self-impose limits as a session player. If you can play the keys, make sure you let people know. Royalties. When a song is made, a plethora of royalties are created. Music royalties are the lifeblood of the entire music industry. This is where the real money is made, but it's a gift and a curse. It is also the hardest part to fully get to grips with. Furthermore, there is a lot of contradicting information on the subject. You just have to put the work in, do your best, and keep learning. At Indiy, we have some great articles to help you get started. Rather than recapping that here, I'm going to include the links to the articles, and we have mechanical royalties versus performance royalties, sync royalties, and print royalties. We'll be updating those regularly and adding some new ones, so make sure you keep checking that. Then you have live music. Watching your favorite musician play live is an amazing thing. Since the beginning of 2020, live music has taken a real hit. We all hope that it gets back to where it was as soon as possible. Hopefully by the time you see this, we're all back on to the road to recovery. However, for our learning of the music industry, this really highlights why you should not have all your eggs in one basket. If you are a live musician, you need to think how you can diversify your revenue streams. Merchandise. If you're a musician, a great way to increase the lifetime value of your listener is to invest your efforts into creating merchandise, commonly known as merch. You need to be creative and stand out. At the same time, it needs to match your branding and make sense. If you're not able to create the designs yourself, you can hire a pro. If designing merch and branding is your forte, you can offer this to other musicians. If you want someone else to take care of the logistics of getting your merchandise to fans, meaning printing and delivery, you should check out sites like teespring.com, although there are plenty all around the world, depending on where you're located and your fans are. Endorsements and sponsorships. If people like what you do, they may well want to become patrons. With the advent of social media, there are many avenues to gain sponsorships. You can do this directly with your fans using sites like Patreon. Brands are always also looking to partner with musicians who can build their visibility among their music fans. To get to this point, you need to put in the hard work. Without a fan base or people believing in your vision, you will struggle here. However, the more you put in to the previous four areas, the more likely and quicker you are to get here. So let's round up. In summary, the music business is a huge industry. Making sure you make money and therefore stay creating art and doing what you love is crucial. Get started as soon as you can. Learn and build. A great methodology to employ is 1,000 True Fans theory. Hopefully this has helped you to break down the different ways revenue is generated in the music industry. You need to be always learning in this industry. Things are changing all the time, so make sure you stay up to date. Lastly, do not forget to get your free copy of my book, How to Get Started in the Music Industry. Head over just generally to indiy.com. Check out some stuff there. We've got some great stuff there for any door that you might be using. And we have great services that you might need. So get in touch. If you're making music, you got a project coming out, submit to our playlists, go across there as well. Let's do a spotlight interview. Let's get to know you and push you out to our network. So keep making great music, and let us know in the comments what kind of content you'd like to see, and we're going to do our very best to get that made for you. Keep making great music.